Yo, this is Itana Plays Pokemon Violet, the Teal Mask. Alright. One signboard found at the Loyalty Plaza. Next one is now up here at the Kitakami Hall, where Kieran probably will be waiting for us. He says it's behind us, but I think he's lying. I think he's the other way around. I think. Now, before we go eastwards from the Mossui Town towards Kitakami Hall, I want to do a little thing, because we're gonna get something cool that I want to be prepared for. So first things first, before we head into Reveler's Road, go to your boxes and make sure there's a space for a Pokemon to join, because there might be a little change in your roster very soon. We're a little 90, so it's just going to be temporary, going to take a little break to the side. So just have 5 Pokemon for now. Then once you're ready with all your stuff, then you can start heading east, but I'm just going to head down here to feel this TM. A struggle bug. Struggle bug is always nice. Alright, now let's head east into Reveler's Road. So this place has some other Pokemon that we didn't see in the other side on the Apple Hills. So more returning Pokemon here to find and capture. But before that though, look who's here! Well, hello, Mr. Jacq. What are you doing here? Oh, hello, Zatanna. Enjoying that school trip, are you? Mr. Jacq? I came to check on how you're doing. I am your homeroom teacher after all. Once I got here, I decided to do a bit of research on the Pokemon of Kitakami and... Huh? Oh, that's right. Sorry. I got so engrossed in my own research that I actually forgot to come find you, didn't I? Well, how about I make it up by treating you to a picnic? I thought of something like this might happen, so I borrowed all the usual picnic things from Dr. Clavel. Okay. Enjoying a sandwich. Be nice. Dig in! I hope you like the sandwich I made. It may look a bit strange, but I can assure you it tastes great. I don't get out much, so this kind of field work sure wears me out quick. I can't believe how you kids run all over the place for your treasure hunt. You really are something. Oh, could there be something in my basket? Feast your eyes on that! A Pokémon egg appeared in my basket. Yeah, this can happen if you do picnic with your own Pokemon and there's some connection with some of your Pokemon, you know what I mean? Bee and the flower thing. Yeah, eggs can appear. Gee, they just magically appear. I wonder why. Quite a mystery, isn't it? I only brought Gulp into this picnic with me, and yet... how did it appear then? Okay, I confess. Truth is, I had this egg with me the whole time. You know about the Pokemon eggs you can find during picnics, right? Whenever a trainer doesn't have the means to care for an egg they find, they can have it sent to the academy where we'll take care of it. But then I thought, say, won't it be better if we have a great trainer raise the Pokemon instead? So, I brought this egg with me. And now, it's yours, Zatanna. So that's why we just made room, because we get in an egg with a Pokemon in it. I know it's odd to me to come all the way to Kitakami just to hand over a Pokemon egg. But I knew it will be safe with you, Zatanna. That reminds me. Are you still using your Pokédex app over here too? You should be able to fill the Kitakami Pokédex by catching Pokémon that live around here. I'll be doing field work in the area for a while, so let me know if you manage to complete the Kitakami Pokédex in your app. Yeah, but that's of course what we're gonna do, because we have a certain photographer which you want to help out. So we have 31 now, we need 150 to complete the photographer's side quest, but we will do that as a player, so don't rush it though. It's kind of impossible to rush it because all the Pokemon here are spread and some of them only can be sort of like found by evolving, so it'll take time. We got a Starly, which we don't really need. Oh yeah, we do need it. Forgot. We have seen Starly, but we haven't caught it. That's true. Now, because we're so high level, I probably think we're gonna KO this Starly, so that's one of the reasons why I use Palmot here, because Palmot can use a very low damaging move like Nuzzle to paralyze them and then easily capture them. The best Pokemon I feel using here though is I have a Breloom. Breloom is from Generation 3, and you can use it with False Swipe and Spore. False Swipe is a move that will basically deal damage, but it can never KO the Pokemon. Always leave the 1 HP. And Spore is a 100% guaranteed sleeping effect, like Sleep Powder. So it will never miss, like Thunder Wave basically. So here we have Stantler, we have Ipom, and we have Ralts. Another Starly here. Sentret. Yeah, there's some Pokemon here that are showed off areas at the other side too, but there's some Pokemon I can see that are new here, so that's good. Here we also have is it Seedot? Yeah. And Swinub as well. Let's go for the Seedot. The Seedot Generation 3 Pokemon. It's a grass type, but only for now. Once it evolves, it gets a secondary typing. The Nuzzle, we got it paralyzed, and it's a bit lower HP. Use Sunny Day, which boosts the power of fire moves and reduce damage of water moves and other effects. And I don't understand why the Pokemon use Sunny Day twice. It's pointless. You can't use weather effect twice in a row if it already has been put up. But we gotta see that at least. So another Pokemon from the past, now in the Kitakami region, has been registered. Let's check the information of Seedot. Seedot lives in trees, hanging from the branches and leaching moisture. Rows of them can be found dangling from large young trees. Well, they are an acorn Pokemon after all, so you'll probably see a lot of acorns around, so you can see that's not a like a big thing or surprising thing, so yeah. Yeah, it's nice to use the L2 button here, because you don't see if you capture them or see them. So Seedot has the icon, Sentret has the icon. But this Ralts here, this one has not. So Ralts is a cool Pokemon from Generation 3 as well. Oh, we just killed it with a oh, critical hit. Unfortunate. So Ralts is a great Pokemon because in Generation 3 it has 2 evolutions, to Kirlia and Gardevoir. But in Generation 4, the next generation that comes after it, a male Kirlia can evolve into Galade instead. Now in Generation 3, 4, and 5, Ralts, Kirlia, and Gardevoir were all Psychic types. And then Galade was dual type Psychic and Fighting. But then Generation 6 came, and since then, Ralts, Kirlia, and Gardevoir are now dual type Psychic and Fairy. Which is nice in one way, but bad in another way. Nice is because the weakness to dark types has been neutralized, but when I'm being a fairy type, which means Aral's Curly Gardevoir, while they can do still good against a poison type with psychic moves, you're also weak to poison now, because fairy is weak to poison. So you have to be a bit more careful. But still, fairy is considered to be a strong typing, even though I feel like they have been better at making sure that like poison and steel types, which are the weaknesses to fairy, have started to become more useful, which is nice. Here's another Pokemon we have from Generation 2. This is Stantler. You see this Stantler here? Has a name but no icon. So we have seen Stantler before, but we have not caught it. So Stantler is Generation 2 Pokemon. And basically all the way until a few years ago, Stantler had no evolution. But in Pokemon Legends Arceus, Stantler had an evolution called Weirdeer. Yeah, so Imprison is kind of weird niche move that it uses. Basically, if there's any moves that Stantler has that the opponent also has, the opponent won't be able to use them. But again, it's very niche, especially if because most times more Pokemon have a lot of different moves. So go Stantler. So Stantler, this one has no evolutional types, but there does exist a Hisuian typing. We'll see if we can get access to that later, if it even is possible. Some more older Pokemon here as well. As you can see, we have Petilil as well. We have Spinarak, and Ipom, and Kricketot. We got EXP Candies extra small. And here's a trainer. Let's see what this trainer has for Pokemon. I bet a soft little city kid like you can't even climb this mighty hill, huh? Well, how do you know about that, Kentyo the Ruffian? His choice of Pokemon is Houndour. Oh boy, this is gonna hurt for the Houndour. So Houndour is a Generation 2 Pokemon, dual type Fire and Dark. And Dark is weak to fighting. I like Houndour and Houndoom though, because even though they look like angry Pokemon that might want to hurt you, they are special attack oriented, so they're pretty good. Next up is Pawniard, and speaking about being weak to fighting, this one is even worse. So Pawniard is from Generation number 5. It's a dual type Dark and Steel. Yeah, both the new types from Generation 2 is this typing. And why is this bad for Pawniard? Because both types are weak to fighting. So Pawniard has a 4-time weakness to fighting. But this Pokemon has a new evolution in Generation 9. Or should we say its evolution form can evolve again. So there we go, Kentyo Ruffian with ease. I take it all back. Forgive me. Well, you have some cool clothing though. I sometimes wish Uniqlo or other places could maybe like create some clothing from the Pokemon games, even Pokemon Go if they can, and you can order it in real life, because I like all this clothing a lot. But yeah, I can probably understand it's not cheap to make and also mass produce. And then maybe people buy it and it's gonna be sold out, and yeah, it's not as easy. But a lot of this Pokemon clothing I wish I had in real life too. There's a Starly. Thing is, I could use Nuzzle, but it's gonna be super effective, so we're gonna get KO'd. We can try. Yeah, it's weak to electric, so It's one of the reasons why I prefer using a Pokemon like Breloom. Or just, don't have to be Breloom, but just any Pokemon that has False Swipe. Here's the Vulpix. Generation 1 Pokemon. A pure Fire type. This was also a Pokemon that was exclusive to a version back then. So Vulpix was exclusive to Blue, because Growlithe was exclusive to Red. And I had Pokemon Blue on Game Boy, so I remember having Vulpix and Ninetales, and I was like, but I want Growlithe, but I can't get it. Because again, Growlithe was exclusive to Pokemon Red. No, hold on, that was the opposite way. I wanted Vulpix, but I had Pokemon Red, that's true. I forgot. Yeah, I actually played Pokemon Blue on emulator before I got Pokemon Red on Game Boy. Back in the very early days of emulation. But I played a Pokemon Blue game that was Japanese with fan translation, and the fan translation was absolutely terrible. But look at it in perspective today, it's very funny though. So we got Vulpix. This is a Pokemon that has an evolutional form to Ninetales with a Firestone, and it also has an Alolan form with an Ice and Fairy type. And Ninetales also has, of course, an Alolan form too. There's Vulpix. Pretty cute. Little Firefox. Yeah. Firefoxes have been ongoing. And interesting as well. I was recently in Japan, and seemingly there's a lot of mythical creatures in Japanese history. And one of those is actually a multi-tailed fox. So Vulpix is really a lot based upon mythical creatures. Like a demon. Yeah, raid battle here. Oh, it's a golem! A steel Terra-type golem. Wow. I remember back in the days, it was impossible to get golem in red and blue if you didn't have someone to trade with. All because the fact that the only way to get golem was to trade a Graveler with a friend. So the best thing to do then was to have someone who you could trade with. Trade a Graveler to that person and then trade it back, so you get your own golem. Or just everyone or both have a Graveler each. I'm looking for Pokemon that drop Flaps. Flaps. Okay. Ken suck at the Festival Boy, and his Pokemon of choice is Sandshrew. Ooh, interesting. The Sandshrew is also Generation 1 Pokemon. But this one, just like Vulpix, has an Alolan form as well, which becomes an Ice type. But this one is the regular one, and don't use Nuzzle here because Sandshrew is a ground type, and ground is immune to electric. So let's go with Arm Thrust. Doesn't do that much damage because Sandshrew is very tanky by nature. Can we kill it though? Wow, we can! Wow, lucky. 4 hits. And Sandshrew goes down. Lucky for us to get a 4 hit. But that Sandshrew is tanky. It's a very tanky Pokemon. And that's the only one he has. Interesting. What a flop. Shouldn't be so negative, boy. It's not good. I think the Starly sees me. Sometimes if you throw a Pokeball to the Pokemon's back, you can startle them, which means you get a free turn, usually. So Nuzzle we can't use because I think it's going to get KO'd, and I'm pretty sure Arm Thrust is going to KO it as well. So let's just go with the Quick Ball. One, 2, 3, and yeah, we got it. No need to try to get someone else to use to catch a Starly. We got it, and here we go. That's Starly, the common bird Generation 4 Pokemon, which is usually seen as the most popular one because the evolution from Staraptor is pretty good. Because they are weak individually, they form groups. However, they bicker if the group grows too big. Doesn't it just sound like an Starly thing? Sounds like a people thing. Oh, I don't know. Oh, I see Heracross as well over there with the Ipom. So Heracross is a Generation 2 Pokemon Bug and a Fighting Dual type. Let's see, how far are we? We are about halfway to the Kitakami Halls. Okay, that's good. So, next episode, guys, we're gonna continue our trip here in the Railway Road. How is our egg going, by the way? We'll hatch soon. That's nice. Probably next episode, we'll probably see what we're gonna hatch from it. And then we're gonna continue up the Railway Road, getting to Kitakami Hall, finding the second signboard, meet with Kieran, and then hopefully find the third one after that. Like, comment, and subscribe. Follow me on social media. That's quit for now. And oh, it hatches. What does it hatch to? It will be Chimchar. Nice. So yeah, the egg you get from Jacq here is a Generation 4 starter. Which one you get though is random. You can get Turtwig, Chimchar, or Piplup. So now you got Chimchar. So Chimchar, this is the Generation 4 Chimchar. So this one is a fire type, but it will gain a fighting type when evolving into Monferno and Infernape. That's interesting. But I wonder, is Chimchar in the Pokédex? Let's go check that quickly before we end this episode, because we have to see. No, it's not. So Chimchar is not in the Kitakami Pokédex. You can also change by A to C to be completely sure about it. Nope. So we can't even see Chimchar data here because not in the Pokédex, which most likely means Chimchar is in the Pokédex in the Indigo Disc Pokédex. But we can't see that before we get there, so we just have to save it for now. That's cool though. That means you probably don't need to wonder much about Chimchar for now if you don't want to use him. So we can probably just put Azumarill back in the team and we can just save Chimchar for another time. Yeah, you see Chimchar has no number next to it, so it's a... Same with actually Vulpix too. But I think this is mainly with Pokemon that are not in the Pokédex of Paldea. But anyways, Chimchar was not in the Pokédex, now it's probably in the Pokédex of the Blueberry Academy in Indigo Disc. We'll see you next time though. This episode's over. Next time we continue to Kitakami Hall. Like, comment, subscribe, follow me on social media. That's great for now. See you next time as my journey in Pokemon Violet. The Teal Mask continues.